Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're tackling something I think literally all of us have wrestled with at some point. Why do we constantly put off our daily prayers? We're going to dive into some incredible insights from the 21st word, specifically the first station. If you've ever caught yourself saying, you know what, not right now, I'll do it later, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this. We're going to break down how this little habit actually impacts our eternal journey, and we'll do it by exploring the framework of the 5 warnings.
So let's kick things off with the ultimate, universal lie we tell ourselves. You know the one. You're exhausted right before bed and you think, tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I'll start doing it more regularly. It's funny, we rarely reject the practice entirely, do we? But man, we are absolute masters at delaying it. We just convince ourselves that tomorrow is magically going to be the day we finally get our act together.
That brings us to part 1, the procrastination trap, where we finally face our inner excuses.
Think about what actually gets in the way. It's the classes, it's your job, that endless doom scrolling on your phone, hanging out with friends, or honestly, just plain fatigue. We let the sheer volume of everyday life push our spiritual priorities straight to the absolute bottom of the pile. Now look, these aren't inherently bad things, but as the text points out, they become the perfect alibis. We essentially let the daily noise completely crowd out what's supposed to be our true foundation. And this is where the 21st word comes in. What's fascinating here is that it doesn't just yell at us to do better. Instead, it confronts our ego's endless parade of excuses with 5 deeply thought-provoking warnings. And listen, this isn't about fear-mongering at all. It's actually a brilliant intellectual and spiritual wake-up call meant to dismantle those flimsy excuses we just talked about. It's designed to make us pause, take a breath, and actually reflect on our actions instead of just wallowing in guilt.
Which leads us perfectly into part 2, determining the center of the day. We really have to ask ourselves, is prayer a burden or is it a light?
At first glance, taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule to pray might feel like just another chore to squeeze in, right? But the text challenges us to completely flip that perspective and look at the stark contrast. A day with prayer is illuminated. Your daily work, your emotions, your choices, they all suddenly gain this higher, much more profound meaning. But what happens without it? The day just becomes dark and scattered. When you lack that central anchor, the day kind of just happens to you. It slips right through your fingers, leaving you feeling totally disjointed and disorganized.
We really have to internalize the text's beautiful metaphor here. It says, every day opens up to humanity like a brand new world. Just think about how incredibly empowering that idea is. Every single morning, you aren't just waking up to the same old grind. A completely blank, pristine world is literally being presented to you. And guess what? You hold the power to choose how to illuminate it. If you start by anchoring it with prayer, that entire new world takes on a bright, beautifully purposeful hue.
All right, moving on to part 3, which time is real. It's time to dismantle our totally flawed perception of time.
The philosophical argument laid out here is just undeniable. Think about it. Yesterday, it is completely slipped from your hands. You cannot change a single second of it. And tomorrow, well, you hold absolutely no guarantee certificate for tomorrow. It is promised to no one. So what does that leave us with? It leaves us right in the middle, today, right now. This is literally the only reality you actually possess. We spend so much energy stressing about the past or banking on the future that we completely miss the basic reality of our existence. Because of that, the crucial takeaway here is that failing to anchor today is a massive, massive loss. The text introduces this eye-opening concept of life capital. I want you to think of your lifespan not as some guaranteed timeline, but as daily currency. Today is the most genuine capital you have in your pocket right this very second. And the text argues that spending this precious capital, this one real day you have, without the spiritual anchor of prayer, is a total waste. It's honestly like taking your most valuable asset and just throwing it away on things that simply won't last.
Let's bring this all down to earth with part 4, time for implementation. Here are some highly practical steps you can take today. So how do we actually fix this procrastination in the real world? We do it by actively shifting prayer from being a spare time activity to being the foundational main pillar of your day. Step 1, you have to mentally elevate it. It is the pillar, not an afterthought. Step 2, choose a specific time and actually commit to it. And step 3, honestly, this is the real game changer. Right before that time, intentionally put down your phone, step away from your keyboard, and deliberately break the momentum of the chaos before you begin. As we wrap up this explainer, we have to summarize the ultimate takeaway of these 5 warnings. When you synthesize the whole shebang, rejecting the excuses, illuminating your day, recognizing your life capital, it all points to one inescapable truth. prayer dictates the entire direction and quality of your life. It is not some small, trivial detail you can just brush off until tomorrow. It is the great, defining center of your world. And so we leave you with this final, powerful question to really chew on. Where are you putting that center today? Not tomorrow, not when things finally calm down at work, but right now, in the only actual sliver of time you own. I want you to sit with that question and let it deeply challenge how you choose to structure the rest of this brand new world that just opened up to you today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helps you build a more centered, illuminated day